Hi, I'm Jenna, licensed counselor and owner here at Central Texas Child and Family Counseling. And in this video, I'll be sharing a brief overview of friendship and social skills for the middle childhood years, or roughly the elementary school years. Friendships during the elementary years are a really big part of your child's social and emotional growth. These years bring new opportunities and challenges as your child navigates more complex relationships. And really, where they start in kindergarten and where they end up in fifth grade or sixth grade for your child, those are really different stages in their friendship skills and they kind of build on one another. So, let's talk about how you can support your child in helping them to build and maintain friendships in a strong and healthy way. In middle childhood, kids are developing stronger skills in communication and cooperating with others. Group activities like sports or team projects, or even just being in the classroom, really help your child to practice working together and resolve conflicts. So, even though things may not always be going great with your child's friends, now we don't want to ignore something like bullying or if there's any kind of safety concerns. That's not what I'm talking about at all. But a little bit of conflict every now and then is something that's actually going to give your child practice in how to cooperate, how to work with others. And that's something that we all need. So know that if there is a little bit of conflict, not to the point where it's hurting your child or delaying their development, or you feel like it's bullying or something of that nature, a little bit of conflict is very normal. You want to encourage your child to get involved in activities that your child enjoys. And whether that's soccer or joining a swim team or an after school club, all of those are really natural ways for your child to meet friends who share similar interests. And that's a great kind of connection point. And consequently, it's also pretty great for parents too, because parents often find friendships in those social circles at the elementary years as well. Some key skills for your child to develop as their social and friendship making skills develop at this age include their ability to listen to other people's ideas. You really want this skill to develop. So, encourage your child to practice active listening by giving their full attention when a friend is speaking. You can model this at home during family conversations by showing your child active listening. And we've got a really helpful video on this topic if you haven't already seen that. Another skill that your child is developing is to say kind words to others and to offer compliments to others. So we want to be others aware. Children are a little bit naturally kind of like self-focused, right? And so we want to help encourage kids to listen to others and to use our words to lift up other people as well. So you want to teach your child to notice positive things about others and express them to their friends, express appreciation to their teachers, or to their brother or sister. For example, they might say, I like how you drew that picture, or you're really good at soccer. And you can do that again by us modeling that positive reinforcement to our children, those positive, encouraging words. We've got a really great video on the difference between praise versus encouragement. We really want to focus mostly on encouragement. And that helps our children to also learn those skills when they're interacting with others. And a third key skill that our children are developing is how to handle disagreements calmly. That's what we want them to develop. So you want to help your child to understand that conflicts, they're normal. It's part of relationships. It's not the same as bullying, though. That's something different or something that's dangerous. Those things we do want to get an adult involved. But when it comes to normal conflict, role-playing strategies can really help out. Some of the skills that you want your child to develop in how to handle those disagreements calmly is to be able to name their emotions. And we've talked about this in some of our other videos as well. So recognizing what they're feeling and being able to verbalize that feeling. You want your child to develop the ability to take turns speaking and listening. You want your child to develop the skill to how to find a compromise, something where both people can come out happy or at least okay. It doesn't have to be your way or my way. We can have a new way or a win-win situation or a different situation. You can also work with your child on how to use I statements to express their needs and their wants and their feelings. We have a video on this topic as well. You want your child to understand different ways of having boundaries with people. So some people we are closer to, and we might share more information with people that we're closer to. And often young children don't kind of really know, like, who am I getting closer to and who not? So I kind of talk with kids about, think of yourself here in the middle, and then there's different circles going outward, like a ripple in the water, right? There's these different circles. So if the child is here in the middle, who are the people closest to them in their life? And that's usually going to be mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa. And those are people where we can share lots of those personal things and we count on them, right? And then as we move outward, it might be a close friend, a teacher, and then we're moving further out into the circle, and that might be maybe a soccer coach you don't know as well, or maybe someone down the street that you've just said hello to once or twice. And so you can kind of work with your child on learning, what are those boundaries that I have with others? Another skill is understanding what is the size of the problem, and then how am I reacting or responding to that? So for instance, if we have a disagreement about what color to color in this picture that we're working on together, we don't need to set the classroom on fire, right? That's not an okay reaction in any situation, but kind of like, what's the size of the problem to the size of my reaction? And that can also help when you're having conversations about when to get an adult's help. So if a child sees a situation that's unsafe, that size of a problem is big enough where we need to get an adult involved. And so you can talk to kids about when they're at the level where they're working out a compromise, or when they might want to get an adult to help with the situation. So these are all very complex, and I want to encourage you to really, if you're struggling with, like, how do I handle this? What do I do? There are too many specific situations and scenarios to go through it in a video like this. And so I want to encourage you to really talk with your child's therapist, or child's teacher, whoever it is that your parent support person professional is, and talk with them through that specific situation for your specific child, because every child is different, every child develops differently, and every situation is different as well. This is just really for general information, but in general, you can role play a lot of scenarios and situations at home when you're proactively approaching problems and you're teaching kids, giving them the words, giving them the tools ahead of time. They're going to be much more equipped in the moment. So, for example, you can practice what to say if a friend doesn't want to play the same game with your child, or if there's a misunderstanding. You can maybe do that role play even at dinner or in the car. I loved talking to my kid. My kids are older now, but when they were younger and I'd drive them here, there, and all around, we do a lot of our talking in the car because you've got a captive audience. So unplug them in the car and really have those great social skill, friendship skill conversations there. Also, books and stories about friendships are awesome. They can be a great way to spark conversations. If you have picture books in your home, you probably have picture books that are naturally teaching social skills and friendship skills. You can, really just read different books, and you can pull out a lot of these situations and on purpose sort of like point that out and talk to your child about it in that way. You don't have to have a whole bunch of books from a therapist office or anything like that. These picture books are often naturally that way, or the books that your child is reading. But what that takes is having some sort of pattern at home. Maybe it's a nighttime reading ritual or a weekend reading ritual or something where you are interacting with your child. And in those situations, you can talk about, like, how do you think the character felt? What would you do in that situation? These are great discussions to think about perspectives and to help your child build empathy and skills. Parents, it's also really important to talk about handling friendship challenges. Children in the elementary age range might experience feeling excluded or excluding others or arguments with other students. Remind your child that it's okay to take a break from friendship if it's not feeling good and to seek support from an adult if needed. We don't have to be friends with everyone. And what I will often say to children and to my own kids is you don't have to be friends with everyone, but we do want to work toward being friendly, right? So that doesn't mean that we need to allow ourselves to get hurt or to be in a situation that just consistently doesn't feel good. Friendships during the elementary years are all about learning how to connect and grow with others. By encouraging positive interactions, teaching conflict resolution, and supporting your child through challenges, you're helping your child to build lasting social skills, and that is priceless. Thank you so much, parents, for watching this video on friendships and social skills for your elementary aged child, the middle childhood years. Remember that this video is just for information. It's not a replacement for therapy. If you've got questions, if you have needs, if you have a special circumstance, you want to talk through something, talk to your child's therapist. We're here to help. Thank you so much.